I think since Florian is married to the boss, that he just kind of jumped at the opportunity to be the male model. He can go and get his own other gig without his wife's clout.
So Michael thinks, so Darcy tells Michael about how Stacey and Florian decided to do a photo shoot last week without her consent, or at least without her knowledge. And because obviously she told Michael this information, Michael is now under the assumption that Florian possibly did manipulate or at least beg Stacey to allow him to obviously be the model in the photo shoot, because obviously he would have been the only one, which therefore means, you know, he would be able to upstart his modeling career, because we know that modeling is what he wants to do. So Michael is under the influence that Florian legit is trying to use Stacey for her clout, and that's why he got her to, you know, allow him to be the model for the brand that is done by Stacey and Darcy. Very, very interesting, but let's continue.
So what's up with this photo shoot? Darcy's telling me about this, like you're trying to basically be a male model for the brand. You're being selfish right now. Why?
I mean, listen, I know Michael's heart is in the right place. He's just trying to be a good friend, you know what I mean? Obviously by confronting Florian. But the problem here is that Michael is going off his own assumption, not something that is actually factual.
Would you sabotage and do a photo shoot without his consent? But going behind someone's back, not communicating, I think you pressured her to do the photo shoot. You need to.
I mean, honestly, that is absolutely wild, but the way he's like, I think that you pressured her. I mean, to be honest with you, Michael really should have had a conversation with Stacey first to find out obviously how it all went down, rather than make up his own idea of exactly how it went down. And now he finds himself in a situation where he's confronting Florian, when in reality, that wasn't necessarily the case. But we'll continue.
Me, what you're acting, and you need to apologize me, what you're acting. No. Not be my business, okay?
You're unbelievable, man.
Shut up and stop acting like a chihuahua, like, okay?
When man says stop acting like a chihuahua, it's hilarious. Stop acting like a chihuahua. But hey, man, it's never really an episode without drama, eh? And it's crazy because whenever Michael's in it, Michael's always got beef with someone. But it's crazy because at the very beginning of the season, Michael and Florian were both on the same page. Now all of a sudden, the enemies again. It's as if the whole show is scripted, but we continue.
Talk about our business to Michael Benz. I told him I was upset that you didn't inform me about the photo shoot. You know, that's still upsetting to me. And
I'm upsetting you. I don't need to tell Michael Benz nothing about me.
I'm allowed to.
So obviously, you know, Florian's gone off and had a little cry to his wife Stacey, and obviously as you can see, Stacey's now obviously asking Darcy what the hell's going on. What did you tell Michael? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, all she did was tell him that Florian had been a part of the photo shoot. He was basically the only person doing it, and I wasn't happy because I wasn't informed. But like I said before, Michael decided to take things into his own hands. But let's continue because there's some very interesting things to come in this episode.
I'm on top, hands up, nails it, I can't stop, I'm on top, bag check, reset, but I...
Well, when I said interesting things to come, I didn't mean this, to be honest with you. But hey, I just had to show you guys exactly how these two sisters are just slaying it down with their performance in their store. Now, the good thing about this performance is that this performance came after they had actually sold some merchandise. Because right now, obviously, they're selling the merchandise in the shop right here. But thank God they did the performance after. Because trust me when I tell you, if they did this performance before the sales, no one was going to buy their merch. They'd have been like, we can't buy merch off these two people. I mean, listen, I won't lie to you. If I walk into a shop right now and there's a launch and the person who's launching it gets on the mic and they make my ears bleed, I'm walking out before I even look at what they got to sell, because I'm not there to I'm there to buy stuff, not to have my ears bleed. You know what I mean? Like, let's make sense out of that. But anyway, we continue.
Oh my goodness. I'm guessing those are little squats and
Yeah. It was like...
So Darcy is now on her date again, okay, this time with a new guy, and as you can see, she's showing off her assets. I mean, honestly, I was watching this and I'm thinking to myself, we all know what Darcy's doing. She's just trying to really drop in that sex appeal. And it's crazy because the matchmaker literally told her about her having this sex appeal thing and how men just can't take it seriously. But with Darcy now, Darcy lives by her own rules, even if it means that she's going to continue being used and dumped all the time.
but I practice celibacy.
So let's just bear this in mind, right? There's right now, obviously, man, my man is being celibate, right? He's being celibate. Let's just remember that because, boy, how Darcy behaves moving forward, deal breaker for me, for sure, for sure.
You like breaking rules?
You are gonna get me in trouble here. Holy cow.
Sometimes I do.
Just notice how, like, this man is talking about being celibate, and all Darcy wants to do is basically break his celibacy. If it's me and I'm on the first date with someone, I tell them that I'm being celibate, the reaction that I'm looking for is, do you respect my choice here? If you're showing me that you don't even respect my choice, it's a red flag. But instead of showing that she respects his choice, all she's trying to do is basically, you know, she's trying to reverse it. She's like, nah, you should break those rules. Because all she's thinking about is her punani right now. And it just isn't cool, you know what I mean? She's like, being so inappropriate, it's just unnecessary.
Well, maybe he doesn't have to.
So obviously here, it's the end of the night. They go in separate ways. He's saying, oh, it's a shame that the night has to end obviously so short. And Darcy's like, oh, well, it doesn't have to. I mean, listen, just see the facial expression. Look at her. Bloody hell, man. This is what happens when people say, how can I put it here? When women talk about self-worth, you know what I mean? The way she is presenting herself is so... The thing is, it's a bit of a sticky one, because I am a strong believer that if you go on a date with someone and if you have that connection straight away, there's no reason why you shouldn't go on off and have your fun, right? Without judgment. I am a believer that organic meets like that should happen 100%. So I don't want to contradict myself, but so I'm not going to contradict myself. But the matchmaker told her that this is why she doesn't end up in relationships. So the fact that she's ignored that is not a good thing. Also, on top of that, most importantly, he has told her that he's been celibate, but she's still pushing that sexual agenda. And that is where this doesn't fly, because it doesn't even matter whether organically right now the vibe is hot and steaming. What matters is that he has told her this because he doesn't want her to overstep. But she's ignored it, and she wants to continue trying to overstep these boundaries of no physical contact, of sex. And that's where it's annoying. If he had never said anything, then my views would have been different, you know what I mean? You know, but I've got to say them based on the context. So Darcy, you've just gone out and pretty much, you know, embarrassed yourself and ruined it for yourself. Now, it is said that apparently he was happy with the date and he wants to have another one. That's what Darcy's friend then tells her, but yeah, we'll see about that. But we continue.
Oh, I just had this most amazing treatment. Hey. Leslie and Darcy. Guess what? I got a special treat for your wife. This time she...
You know how Darcy and Stacey love to always have things done to their faces, their bodies and whatnot? Well, they're just this clinic right here, and they've had some sort of injection that makes your vagina tighter. Yeah. And, you know, Stacey thinks it's a good idea to call Florian and show him the goods. And as you can see right here...
She ain't doing these lips, honey. She's doing another pair of lips.
She's doing the other one. Oh, don't worry.
And in this situation here, Florian ends up hanging up. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, what Stacey did there really and truly is uncalled for, to be honest with you. She could have just waited until she got home, but I guess sometimes when women do new things to themselves and they get excited, they just can't help themselves, and it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's not something that you should really hold up against her, but the point being anyway about this whole scene here is that Stacey and Darcy are back at it again doing other stuff to their body, and honestly, I just say to myself, when is enough going to be enough for you ladies?
Hey Darcy, how are you? You doing good?
I'm good. I'm not a pet. I'm good. Cece's here.
I know.
The way she's like, I'm not a pet, I'm good. But yo, man, listen, my issue with Georgi this season is that he's just so creepy. You know, he turned up at one event, you know, Darcy didn't want nothing to do with him. She was walking out, he chases outside. Creepy. He's now obviously come to this little shenanigan, which I don't understand why, but Florence said, you know, I won't bring around Darcy again, but okay. Brings him around anyway, and obviously he wants to be polite, which I understand, but does it really have to touch her? No. I mean, if somebody doesn't want to know me and doesn't want me to be around them, why am I going to want to touch them? That doesn't make any sense. And why am I going to chase them down? Doesn't make any sense. Like, just pure creepy vibes. Like, honestly, it's just not needed to the slightest, you know what I'm saying? And that is just generally the bottom line. But we move on to this little bit here too.
We're just letting everybody have fun.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Everyone's having fun here. You don't need to be so aggressive.
Just chill. Go on, bus, man. Shut up, chill.
I mean, listen, for me personally, this is the only time, I guess, one of the very few times I'll advocate for Michael. Obviously, Darcy's trying to get out of the way. She wants to go to the party bus. And Florian, all he wants, not Florian, sorry, Georgi, all he wants to do is get all gripsy. There's no need for it. Like, creepy stuff here. Like, honestly, forcing yourself onto someone that doesn't want you is creepy. There's no other way around it. You can't tell me otherwise. It's just wrong. Like, if I don't want you to touch me, I don't want you to touch me.
The problem. This guy with blue hair come and ruin all the fun. I mean, it's not his business. If I want to talk with Darcy, like he come and talk to me like that.
I mean, listen, whether it's Michael's business or not, the fact is, Darcy doesn't want to talk to you. So, case closed. It's not rocket science, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, though, you guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below anyway, obviously regarding the episode stuff as a whole. But in my opinion, I think the way Georgi is moving this season is very creepy. But hey, you let me know what you're thinking. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.